Hello, I'm Daniela. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can fold a paper strip into a beautiful heart that makes a lovely bookmark for a book. You can use it as a book you're giving someone or as a placeholder, perhaps in a cookbook that you might have, or even right by your bedside table. It's a beautiful element and it's easy to make. It's just a little touch that says you're special to me, to the person you're giving it to. So let me show you how I do it.
So this is a cute way to make an easy bookmark that just folds and slides right into the corner of your page. You can use it at the bottom or the top. If you use it at the bottom, it looks like a heart. So it's a cute little touch made entirely of paper, and I use a little bit of tape to hold it in place. It's easy enough to make. You just need a rectangle of paper. Now, you want to make sure that the width is twice as long as the height. Simple formula. So this one is 6 inches and this is 3 inches, and this smaller one is 5 inches by 2.5 inches, and so on. You can continue that. The small one here, the 5 by 2.5 inches, makes a cute little heart, and the larger one makes a larger heart. This one is approximately 3 inches by 2.5 inches. This one is approximately 2.5 by 2 inches. So you get the idea. It comes in all these beautiful colors depending on the paper you use. This is double-sided paper, so I can either get the print or the solid color. I like to use paper over cardstock because cardstock is a little tough and we're going to have lots of layers, but it can be done. I've done that with cardstock here. It comes out very nice, but as you can see, it's a little more bulky. So if you don't mind the bulk, go ahead and use cardstock. I'm going to use this paper here today. Now it's double-sided. I'm going to use it so that the end result is the solid paper because I think it translates easier to teach someone how to do it. And it's very simple. If you like to use pattern paper, that's fine. Some patterns, if they're not symmetrical and whatnot, might end up a little wonky on the fold, but it really depends on the pattern. So really go with what you have. So what you want to do is whatever side you want to be the outside of your heart, the part that you'll see, you'll want to fold that. And so I just fold it up. You want to match corners. Take a moment just to match it nice and neatly here. If there's a little overhang, that's okay, but you want to do your best to line it up. So now you're going to just fold it in half to the side, keeping that initial fold. And I crease those edges nicely. So now I unfold it, and using this crease as my guide, I'm going to start with the right-hand side here, and I'm going to fold my paper up just so that when I fold the crease over, it lines up perfectly. And I make a crease. And I do the same thing to the other side. Now here's one key in this piece. You want to make sure when you fold it that your sides touch. They don't overlap. They just abut against each other. Once you have it, you make your next crease. Now it's okay if the ends don't line up perfectly. These will be tucked away in the future. So here I just like to go over my folds again, and then I flip it over. Now to make it easier for me, this is where I start using the tape. I'll just take a little piece of tape, and close to the end here, where this little pocket is, I just put a piece of tape, and I make sure again that the two sides here are abutting each other, not crossing over each other, and that there's not a gap. And so that comes out very nice. You can also stick a piece of tape lower in there as well. It's a little finicky because every time you lift up this flap, the bottom pieces move. So you just play around with it. To finish making our heart, you'll just fold down about 1/2 inch or so, and you make a crease. Now, if your sides aren't even, like mine weren't, that's okay. But you just want to make sure at this point that both of your creases line up at the top here of the fold. So I make my creases, I have a nice solid line up top, and I'm good to go. So now from here, I always like to start with the widest end if my creases don't line up, if my folds, one flap is larger than the other. And I just fold it over diagonally so that the corner meets the end of the flap here. And I press that down. And I'll do the same thing on the inside of that piece. I take my corner, match it up to the end of that flap, and it might take a little finagling, especially if I put tape over there. I want to make sure I don't get the tape right over that flap. And then I match it on this side. So now I'm not going to go by my flaps anymore because my flaps were different sizes. So I'm just going to try and line it up to the fold on the larger flap. So it's just a little bit over that piece. And I can take a peek and see if it lines up. It lines up quite nicely. So now I like to take a little bit of tape and just use the tape to hold those pieces down. I cut little angles. So I'm kind of making little trapezoids here. And I'll tape both sides down. Now when you tape the sides down, you want to make sure you don't tape your flap closed. So if you do get tape on it, just remove it or cut it away. And now I have a cute little heart bookmark that I can use in my books or even just stuck on a little greeting card. It's a cute little touch. Let me just show you some quick variations. So here are some different hearts resulting with different paper and different sizes. These are the large ones that were the 7 by 3.5 inch strips, and they made 3.5 inch by 3 inch hearts. And then these were the 6 inch by 3 inch strips, and these made little 3 by 2.5 inch hearts, and then this little one here. And you can keep going smaller or larger, however you want. I think it's just a cute little touch, a little nice little Valentine's Day gift, or when you give somebody a book, just a cute little bookmark to add to the book, just to make the gift a little more personal.
So that's the process for folding a simple heart-shaped bookmark. I just think it's so cute to go on the corner of a page. You can even put it in the page of a junk journal. It makes just a little element, something unexpected. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for joining me today.